Hey Gym Army, one of the most common questions I'm getting with the release of my brand new Mass JYM mass gainer is whether or not you can use it if your main goal is fat loss. Now that all depends on whether or not the macros in Mass JYM fit the macros in your current diet. Now let's talk about the macros in Mass JYM. The protein in Mass JYM is the same high quality protein you're getting in Pro JYM. That means it's delivering 30 grams of protein per serving, with 50% of that being micellar casein, the best form of casein you can use, 40% whey protein isolate. I don't use those cheap whey concentrates. I only use whey protein isolate that keeps the lactose down. There's less than 1 gram of lactose in each serving of Mass JYM, meaning even the most lactose sensitive individuals can still use Mass JYM. And then there's 10% from egg protein. Now remember, this type of a blend has been found to be far superior to using just whey protein alone. But when it comes to Mass JYM being the only true lean mass gainer out there, it comes down to the fat and the carbs. Now let's start with the carbs. First, we've got the ratio of carbs being a 1-to-1 ratio of carbs to protein. That means each serving not only provides you 30 grams of that high quality protein blend, but you're getting 30 grams of carbs. Now, compare that to most mass gainers that deliver a minimum of a 2-to-1 ratio of carbs to protein, and in many cases going above 4 or 5-to-1. Now the problem there is that if you're getting too many carbs per serving, most of those carbs are literally going to be turned into body fat. But when the carbs to protein ratio is better balanced, like in Mass JYM where it's a 1-to-1 ratio, you can expect lean mass gains. Then there's the type of carbs that I use. If you look at most mass gainers, you'll notice that the carbs that they primarily use are simply sugar. Table sugar. You'll see sucrose. You'll see dextrose. You'll even see maltodextrin. All fast digesting carbs. And since you're getting a boatload of them in each serving of those mass gainers, you're getting a massive insulin spike, which is converting many of those carbs into stored body fat. That's the last thing you want to do if you're trying to make lean mass gains, as you should be. The carbs I use in Mass JYM are 75% low glycemic, with only 25% being that high glycemic or fast digesting. That way with Mass JYM, you still get some quick energy, but most of those carbs are long lasting, meaning you'll have long lasting energy throughout the day, throughout your workouts, without inhibiting fat burning. Now, arguably even more important for Mass JYM being a true lean mass gainer is the type of fat that I have in Mass JYM. Now, each serving of Mass JYM provides about 5 grams of fat. But that fat is a patent-pending fat blend that I designed specifically for you and myself. Now, the fat blend provides an even ratio of saturated, monounsaturated, and polyunsaturated fat. One of the main problems with the Western diet is that we consume far too many of the wrong types of polyunsaturated fats, namely the omega-6 fats. Now, this not only can lead to fat gain and health problems, but it can cause a lowering of testosterone for males. Now, what the research shows is that when males consume higher amounts of saturated and monounsaturated fats, their testosterone levels are much higher. Now, with higher testosterone levels, not only can you expect better gains in muscle mass and strength, but fat loss will be far easier. Now, while it's difficult to get a perfect ratio in your diet every single day, I made it much easier by providing at least the meals you're getting from Mass JYM to provide that perfect ratio of those 3 types of fat. Now, in addition to my patent-pending fat blend providing that perfect ratio of those 3 types of fats, it's also providing a gram of CLA. Now, conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, is a very beneficial and very healthy fat. In fact, the research shows that if you consume enough, it can simultaneously increase mass gain while enhancing fat loss. With each serving of Mass JYM providing 1 gram of CLA, 3 or 4 servings today can provide you enough CLA to actually aid in your fat loss efforts. Now, all that being said, you can't go taking Mass JYM just willy-nilly and expect to lose body fat while you're gaining muscle mass. You have to make sure the number of servings of Mass JYM you're having in a day fall within your macro limits. Now, clearly, if you're in a phase of your diet where you're only allowed about 50 grams of carbs per day, well, 1 serving of Mass JYM is pretty much all you're going to be allowed. I debate whether or not you want to drink your carbs or eat your carbs. In all honesty, I prefer to eat my carbs. However, there are days, particularly on my higher carb days, where my schedule gets crazy and I literally don't have the time to eat enough carbs. And it's cases like this where I reach for Mass JYM, and typically I go for the apple fritter. So yes, you certainly can use Mass JYM even if your goal is fat loss. Just make sure it fits within your macros. And if you're confused about your macros, head to jimstoppani.com and check out my free article, Dieting 101. Teaches you how to design your very own diet, specifically for you. Hope this video answered any questions you had regarding Mass JYM and fat loss. And as always, guys, stay Gym Army smart.